These 5 exercises look harmless, but for spinal stenosis, they can increase nerve compression and make your symptoms worse. In this video, I'll show you the 5 worst exercises for spinal stenosis and the 5 safer exercises to replace them with, so you can stay active while putting less pressure on your spinal nerves. I'm Dr. Cordova. I've been a chiropractor for over 29 years, located here in Houston, Texas. I've helped thousands of patients with disc bulges, sciatica, and leg pain get their life back without surgery. If you have lumbar spinal stenosis, you probably just want to stay active. Maybe it's going for a walk, shopping with your family, or exercising to stay healthy. But after a few minutes, your legs start to feel heavy, weak, numb, or like they're filled with concrete. You aren't out of breath, yet your legs simply won't cooperate. You find yourself looking for the nearest bench, leaning on a shopping cart, or stopping just to get some relief. If that sounds like you, the good news is that it may not be the activity itself. It could be the specific activities or exercises you're doing that are making the symptoms worse. Let's go over the 5 worst exercises for spinal stenosis and which exercises to replace them with. The first exercise to avoid with lumbar spinal stenosis is the cobra pose. And in my opinion, it's one of the worst exercises you can do if your leg pain is coming from lumbar spinal stenosis. To understand why, it helps to know one simple principle. Lumbar spinal stenosis is primarily a space problem. The spinal canal and the small openings where your nerves exit have become narrowed. Exercises that bend your lower back backward, called extension-based movements, reduce that space even more. On the other hand, flexion-based movements, which gently round your lower back forward, typically create more room for the nerves and are often better tolerated. The cobra pose is an extreme extension exercise. As you press your upper body off the floor, your lower back arches, bringing the bones and joints in your spine closer together. This further narrows the spinal canal and the openings where the nerves travel, increasing pressure on already irritated nerves. For many people with lumbar spinal stenosis, this position reproduces the exact nerve compression that's causing their symptoms such as leg weakness, burning, numbness, or tingling. A much better option is the knee to chest stretch. Bring one or both knees towards your chest and gently flexes your lower back instead of extending it. This helps open the spinal canal and the spaces where the nerves exit, reducing pressure on the nerves while improving mobility. Many people find this position immediately eases back stiffness and leg symptoms because it puts the spine in a more comfortable position. Here's how to perform the knee to chest stretch correctly. Start by lying on your back on a firm, comfortable surface with both knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Gently pull one knee towards your chest, using your hands to support the movement without forcing it. Keep your opposite leg relaxed, either bent with the foot on the floor or extended if that feels more comfortable. Hold this position for 10 seconds, breathing slowly and keeping your shoulders relaxed against the floor. You should feel a gentle stretch in your lower back and possibly a reduction in leg symptoms such as tingling or heaviness. You should not feel sharp pain, increased numbness, or worsening symptoms down the leg. If you do, ease off slightly or stop. Return the leg to the starting position and repeat the same movement on the other knee. Perform 3 repetitions on each side. Next, bring both knees towards your chest at the same time, gently hugging them without straining your neck or shoulders. Again, keep your breathing slow and controlled and avoid forcing the range of motion. Hold the double knee position for 10 seconds, then relax back to the starting position. Repeat this 3 times total. For lumbar spinal stenosis, this exercise is particularly helpful because it places the spine in a flex position, which increases space in the spinal canal and reduces pressure on the compressed nerves. You should be looking for a decrease in leg symptoms, reduced back tightness, and a sense of relief or opening in the lower back. If symptoms worsen, especially radiating pain, numbness, or heaviness in the legs, that is a sign to reduce the range or stop the exercise. The second exercise to avoid with lumbar spinal stenosis is the standing back extension. This is another extension-based movement, and it's one of the most common exercises people are told to do for back pain. You might have been sitting in the car for a long drive, standing for a while, or out for a walk when your back started to feel stiff. A friend, trainer, or even someone at the gym may have told you to simply stand up straight, place your hands on your hips, and lean backward to stretch out your back. While that advice may help certain back conditions like a disc bulge or herniation, it's often the exact opposite of what someone with lumbar spinal stenosis means. As we discussed earlier, lumbar spinal stenosis is primarily a space problem. Standing back extensions force your lower back into hyperextension, bringing the vertebrae, facet joints, and supporting ligaments closer together. This further narrows the spinal canal and the openings where your spinal nerves exit, increasing pressure on the nerves that are already compressed. If you've ever leaned backwards after getting out of the car or during a walk and noticed that your back starts to tighten up, your legs become heavier, or tingling and numbness travel further down your legs, that's a strong sign this movement may be aggravating your spinal stenosis rather than helping it. A much better option is the bird dog. Unlike standing back extensions, the bird dog strengthens the muscles that support your spine while keeping your lower back in a neutral position. This allows you to improve spinal stability without repeatedly narrowing the spinal canal, making it much safer exercise for people with lumbar spinal stenosis. Here's how to perform the bird dog exercise correctly. Start on your hands and knees with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Before moving, gently tighten your abdominal muscles as if you're preparing for someone to lightly poke your stomach. Keep your lower back flat and avoid letting it sag or arch. Slowly extend one leg straight behind you while reaching the opposite arm straight in front of you. Keep your hips level and focus on maintaining a neutral spine throughout the movement. Hold this position for 1 to 2 seconds while breathing normally, then slowly return to the starting position and repeat on the opposite side. Perform 10 repetitions on each side using slow, controlled movements. Work up to a total of 3 sets. For lumbar spinal stenosis, the bird dog helps build strength and endurance in the muscles that support your spine without placing it into excessive extension. Over time, improving spinal stability can make everyday activities like walking, standing, and getting out of the car feel easier while reducing unnecessary stress on the irritated nerves. The third exercise to avoid with lumbar spinal stenosis is the glute bridge. This one often surprises people because it's commonly recommended to strengthen the glutes and core. When performed correctly, it can be a great exercise for many back conditions. However, for people with lumbar spinal stenosis, it's one of the more common exercises that can unintentionally make the symptoms worse. The problem usually isn't how the exercise starts, it's how it finishes. As people lift their hips, many people continue pushing upward until they create a large arch in their lower back. That final movement places the lumbar spine into extension, narrowing the spinal canal and increasing pressure on the spinal nerves. If you've ever noticed your back tightening up or your legs starting to tingle or feel numb at the very top of a bridge, it's often because your lower back is doing the work instead of your glutes. Instead of strengthening the muscles you intended, you're placing the spine into the exact position that can aggravate lumbar spinal stenosis. A much better option is the forward-leaning lunge. This exercise builds strength in your glutes, quadriceps, and hips while allowing you to keep your spine in a neutral or slightly flexed position. By leaning your torso slightly forward over your front leg, you avoid excessive lumbar extension while still improving the lower body strength that's essential for walking, climbing stairs, and getting up from a chair. Here's how to perform the forward-leaning lunge correctly. Start by standing with your feet about hip width apart. Step 1, foot forward into a comfortable stride, then gently lean your torso slightly forward from your hips while keeping your back straight. As you lower yourself, bend both knees until they're comfortable, keeping most of your weight through your front heel. Avoid arching your lower back or standing completely upright during the movement. Slowly push through your front heel to return to the starting position while maintaining the same slight forward lean. Perform 10 repetitions on each leg, then work up to 3 sets as your strength improves. For lumbar spinal stenosis, this exercise strengthens the muscles that support everyday movement while keeping your lower back out of excessive extension. As your leg and hip strength improves, many daily activities become easier without placing unnecessary stress on the narrowed spinal canal. The fourth exercise to avoid with lumbar spinal stenosis is heavy squats and deadlifts. These are excellent strength exercises for many people, but when you have lumbar spinal stenosis, they can place a tremendous amount of compressive force through an already narrowed spinal canal. Many people start lifting weights because they want stronger legs, better balance, or to stay independent as they get older. You may have even been told that squats and deadlifts are some of the best functional exercises you can do. And while that's true for many healthy individuals, the added weight from a barbell significantly increases the downward compression throughout your spine. Even with good technique, that extra load can irritate sensitive spinal nerves. And if your form begins to fatigue, causing your lower back to arch or extend, the pressure on those nerves increases even more. If you've ever noticed your back or legs becoming more painful after lifting heavy weights, or your symptoms lingering for hours afterwards, the amount of compression on your spine may be more than your lumbar spinal stenosis can comfortably tolerate. A much better option is the wall sit. This exercise strengthens your quadriceps, glutes, and core without placing heavy vertical loads throughout your spine. Keeping your back supported against the wall also helps maintain a more neutral to slightly flexed lumbar position, reducing unnecessary pressure on the spinal nerves while still building the leg strength you need for walking, climbing stairs, and getting out of the chair. Here's how to perform the wall sit correctly. Start by standing with your back flat against the wall and your feet about 12 to 18 inches away from it, approximately shoulder width apart. Slowly move your back down the wall until your knees are bent to a comfortable angle. They do not need to reach 90 degrees. Choose a position that allows you to work your leg muscles without increasing your back or leg symptoms. Keep your entire back in contact with the wall, your abdominal muscles gently engaged, and breathe normally throughout the exercise. Hold this position for 10 to 30 seconds, then slowly move back up to standing. Repeat 5 times, gradually increasing your hold times as your strength improves. As your legs get stronger, you can increase the hold time to 60 seconds. For lumbar spinal stenosis, the wall sit allows you to safely strengthen your legs while minimizing spinal compression. Stronger legs can improve your ability to walk, stand, and perform everyday activities, all while keeping your lower back in a position that generally is much more comfortable for spinal stenosis. The 5th exercise to avoid with lumbar spinal stenosis is running or jogging. While it may seem like a great way to stay active and improve your fitness, it's one of the most challenging forms of exercise for people with spinal stenosis because of the repeated impact it places on your spine. Many people start walking or jogging because they want to lose weight, improve their heart health, or simply stay active. But if you have lumbar spinal stenosis, you may notice that after a few minutes, your calves start to feel like they're filled with concrete. Your legs become heavy, weak, or numb, and you find yourself searching for the nearest bench or leaning over a shopping cart just to get some relief. The frustrating part is that you aren't out of breath. Your heart and lungs feel fine, but your legs simply won't keep going. With every stride, the impact from your foot travels up through your legs into your spine. Because your lower back is naturally held in a slightly extended position while walking or running upright, those repeated impact forces can further compress the already narrowed spaces around your spinal nerves. Over time, that repeated compression can bring on the familiar heaviness, tingling, pain, or numbness that forces you to stop. A much better option is the recumbent bike. The reclined seating position supports your body weight while placing your lower back in a slightly flexed position. This reduces the impact and compressive forces on your spine while still giving you an excellent cardiovascular workout. For many people with lumbar spinal stenosis, it's possible to exercise much longer on a recumbent bike than by walking or jogging because the nerves are under much less mechanical stress. Here's how to perform the recumbent bike exercise correctly. Start by adjusting the seats so that when the pedal is furthest away, your knee remains slightly bent instead of completely straight. Sit comfortably against the backrest with your lower back fully supported and your shoulders relaxed. Begin pedaling with light resistance for 5 to 10 minutes at a comfortable pace. As your endurance improves and your symptoms allow, gradually increase your riding time to 20 to 30 minutes, maintaining a smooth, steady pace without increasing resistance to the point that your symptoms begin to worsen. For lumbar spinal stenosis, the goal is to improve your cardiovascular fitness while minimizing impact and reducing compression on the spinal nerves. Many people find they can stay active, improve their endurance, and experience fewer leg symptoms by choosing a recumbent bike over running or jogging. Today, we cover the 5 worst exercises for lumbar spinal stenosis and the 5 safer replacements that can help you stay active while reducing unnecessary pressure on your spinal nerves. Remember, spinal stenosis is primarily a space problem, so choosing an exercises that keep your spine in a neutral or slightly flexed position can often help reduce back stiffness, leg pain, numbness, and heaviness. If you found these exercise replacements helpful, which one stood out to you the most? Was it the knee to chest stretch or the forward-leaning lunge? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you found value in this video, please give it a like and share with someone dealing with lumbar spinal stenosis. Doing that helps more people find practical, non-surgical solutions that can help them move better and feel better. And remember to subscribe to my channel if you want practical, evidence-informed videos on pain relief, movement improvement, and the exercises and treatment strategies we use to help patients feel and function better. Now, if you'd like to see our 5-step treatment plan that has helped hundreds of people with conditions like leg pain, lumbar stenosis, and lumbar disc herniation, watch this video next. I'll walk you through the same 5-step treatment plan we use in the clinic to help patients reduce leg pain, improve walking tolerance, and get back to the activities they enjoy. Go watch this video next.